welcome to the Weege Show. Welcome to Daytona. All brought to you by the Honda CRF250R and CRF450R. And there is a special extra 450. Yeah, it happened, everybody. That's what you wanted to see. I cannot think of any other rider who fans more wanted to see hop on a factory Honda 450 this weekend than Justin Brayton. I don't know if there's anybody else that would even thinking or hoping would race a 450 here this weekend. And Honda has a great lineup. They've got Hunter, Lawrence racing the 250. Brayton is not racing, by the way. He's a Grand Marshal, but he has a factory Honda. I asked if they had a stopwatch or transponder on him when he rode yesterday. He said no, they don't want to put pressure on the other guys. But Brayton is only here as Grand Marshal, not racing. You boys are all lucky that he's just the Grand Marshal. And also who this helps, by the way, is Ricky Carmichael, who no longer has to go out here and log laps at speed on the Daytona track. Brayton will handle that. And let's be honest, we just assume that Carmichael's the same guy he was when he retired. Oh, look at that form right there. People, Carmichael is not racing Supercross race in 16 years. So we'll let Brayton do it. He raced last year. So let's talk Daytona. I talked to most of these guys earlier today as part of my duties. I got the nice Daytona shirt because I'm the track announcer here. Talked to most of these guys earlier. This track has evolved where there's not nearly as much special Daytona prep or bike setup. Eli Tomac said not one clicker difference. He finds that if you start chasing it, it doesn't really work. Jason Anderson told me the exact same thing. Anderson didn't even change the way he rode this week. Said he just rode Supercross track in California. Said in the past at Alden Baker's if they'd have a special Daytona track, they would try a different setup, and then it was so different than what he was used to. It was either bad or they would just go back to what he normally rode. So you're not hearing a lot about the guys changing that much. I heard Alden Baker's crew this week, they just put in a few links to the outdoor track. They didn't build a special Daytona section, they just went over to the outdoor track and did. But Christian Craig did tell me that doing any part of an outdoor track with Supercross suspension is crazy. Like mind-boggling crazy. He said, I was freaking out riding a bike that stiff on motocross. And that's just what the guys are gonna have to deal with. Because of the obstacles, you can't really soften the bike up. I mean, that's Supercross right there, it is. Now, later in the weekend, these sections are gonna have gigantic holes in them. I was talking to Aaron Plessinger about that, and he said you're gonna have to stand up coming out of each of these corners. Right now it's nice and smooth. Here's Benny Bloss. But eventually the exits of these corners are just giant pothole chuck holes. And you better stand up because with the stiff suspension, you're taking a jacking to the back. Now Ken Roczen, I got some news on him. These are great words if you're a Roczen fan or a worker for his Suzuki Progressive X-Star team. Only small bike tweaks. He finally feels like, as he told me, the bike is his bike. He finally feels like it's the bike that he wants to ride, that he's comfortable on. Now it's only small tweaks, not gigantic changes to the motorcycle like Roczen had been doing the majority of the season. Now Cooper Webb here has not won at Daytona in the 450 class. Of course he came very close, led a lot of laps the last time we were here in 2022, but lap rider got in his way, and of course he had the beast that is Eli Tomac bearing down on him, so that's a factor too. But he still loves this track, Webb. And I said, what is it about this track? Because honestly, when I think Daytona, we think rough, gnarly outdoor, right? And Webb has historically in the 450 division been much better indoors than out. But this lends itself to his thinking man style of racing. He said it's just how much the track changes and breaks down, and then you really got to think and move around to find good lines. So Webb feels like this really lends itself to his creativity. We know how good that is. It's been on display the last couple of years, and now it's glaringly obvious every week, the last couple laps of the main event, how good he is. So he's looking forward to that. Chase Sexton, I talked to him, said this was finally a normal week. I'm like, what does that mean? He actually had a big crash before Oakland. His knee was really swollen up, and he said he actually felt like he was riding on one leg at Oakland. Didn't get to ride a lot after Oakland. Had a bike problem one day. He missed a day of practice leading into Arlington last week. There's Sexton. So this week the leg is good. The bike was fine. All the Honda guys stopped by where he rides with Jack Chambers and a couple others. Got a day riding with Nichols in Florida. So He said it's a normal week. He really likes Daytona, and more importantly, knowing how close his championship is. I mean, you got to take advantage of any opportunity you get. Every win is important, no matter what the track is, which leads us back to Eli Tomac. Now, this is a dogfight in this championship, closest it has ever been at this point. Seriously, closest points have ever been at this point in the series between 3 riders. So Tomac said, yeah, I got to look at it like, if this plays to my advantage, I need the win, I need the points. So he's already the all-time winner at Daytona with 6 wins, going for 7, which they tell me would tie him with Richard Petty, who has 7 Daytona wins of his own. He's way ahead of anyone in Supercross, even eclipsing Carmichael's record. Carmichael had 5 here, but if you're Tomac, it's not about history, it's about the present day. You need the points, you need the wins, and yes, the other riders know that. I asked Cooper Webb, hey, would it mean more to you to beat Tomac at a race where he's historically so good? And he's like, oh yeah, that would make a statement. He has been dominant here. So Webb's motivated. You kind of know that Webb is that type of guy. We got 250 riders here. Let's check our flag out. No, we're still good. Haiden Deegan, have you ridden here before? Do you do amateur?
On a 50.
50, that's it.
Yeah.
Can you really take much from that?
No.
I wouldn't think so.
No, all I know is the track gets rough.
Okay, that's about it.
Yeah.
So what is it like right now?
It's good, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's rough, but I like it. It's a good track.
This is good, but when it gets gnarly, you're gonna like that? That's okay with you?
Yeah, I like when the turns get ruts. Like I get lay into the ruts.
Yeah.
And I like that, so hopefully the turns get like that.
Okay. How do you feel about the 3 races? Pretty good?
Yeah, it was good. Just the first one threw me off a little bit. Not a great start, and foot came off in the woods. Dumb mistake on my part, but that's why we're here early to learn. So
yep.
We learned that, and yeah, it's something that we work on. But besides that, I like the show ground. It was pretty fun. It is tiring. It is tiring.
Oh, it is more. You feel it.
Yeah.
Yes. And the first 2, you got to be happy with those.
Yeah, definitely. 2 fourth places, it's good.
Cool. All right, welcome aboard, Haiden Deegan. And Duff Life, I mean, Brayton's out here, bro.
Oh,
You get little flashbacks.
Blast from the past. I had to go stand next to the number 10 factory Honda
Just
to relive the day.
Sure, just soak it in a little
We have
bit.
a good aura coming into Daytona.
Have it rub off on this guy. It's all good. All right. What's up, Brian? Yep. Let's ask Tom Vialle. Tom Vialle, is this like anything you've ridden before? Is it weird?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Actually, the dirt is really slippery today.
Okay.
But it's a little bit sandy, so I like it.
Yeah, but to do that with Supercross obstacles has to be different than what you're used to.
It's really different.
Yep.
A lot different.
Do you look forward to this one more, or you?
Sure.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, we know you can ride motocross. There's no doubt about that. And speaking of, well, riding motocross well, Jeremy Martin, you got to be pumped on this.
Yeah, I am. It's honestly though, I haven't raced here since 2020. Racing.
Really? Okay.
Yep, but it's tighter than I remember it.
Yes.
It's tighter. I was kind of like, God, is this Daytona or is this Supercross?
So is your memory off, or do you think it's changed?
Maybe my memory's off.
Oh, okay.
I will say that.
We do remember a 450 ride here that was great.
Yeah, that was an epic year. Woo.
Yes. So you got good memories from
sir.
Daytona. All right, try to make it happen again. That's the Muck Off Club MX team. And remember, when you're talking outdoor guys, we got one here, we got one here. We'll see how outdoorsy it actually ends up racing. I want to thank Honda and the CRF450R and 250R for backing our show. Point and shoot handling, track tune, suspension, and the kind of low end torque that can help you get out of corners and get to the next obstacle faster and chase checkered flags even faster than that. So keep watching and learning from the brand that's been dominating off-road for 50 years. That's Honda. Go to your local powersports.honda dealer and tell them that they should let Justin Brayton ride here. Like, go to your parts counter, demand it, make them make the call all the way up to Lars, and let's get Justin Brayton racing. Because I cannot think of any other Honda guy, Honda factory guy, who people would like to see ride a 450. Can we make this happen? Can we get Brayton to race or no? Can we make this happen?
Of course.
We can.
Of course, Weege.
It's possible.
Yeah. It's going to cost you a little bit of money. Are we in?
All right, we got to go. We got to go.